Hey guys, it's Taco Die again. This is an older video of mine back from the earlier matchmaking. I dropped in solo queue expecting a 1v1 that was so popular back then, and surprisingly I got a good player here. Wally. Right now he's doing pretty well actually. He's a pretty decent player, but this is probably a month or so ago where he was still up and coming in the solo queue world. When I do see him, I am thankful he's my teammate. He's pretty competent. I start the game here in a accelerator Mangler Nelly, probably my favorite robot in the whole game for sure. I know you guys see me play it a lot. I'm not sure what my opponents dropped here, but we're gonna kind of see what we got going on here. Let's see. I'm searching. Lights are the biggest challenge for the accelerator Mangler Nelly, because once it's at a jump, it's it's got to wait 10 seconds for it to respawn, and then a light can just run up on you and zap you and strip all your weapons. So you got to be really, really picky when you choose to make your jump. But we got two mediums over there, and then this light's coming around this way. Wally's dealing with those fellas, and I got my AI right here. So I'm going to I want to save my manglers and save my jump for kind of the right time for this light to make a move. So he's far enough away that I really don't have to worry about him right now. I'm going to empty my magazine and kind of wait for my jump. Now he's over there, and I do kind of an interesting thing here. I kind of bait him. I know he's over there at C hiding, so I kind of bait him. I know that once he sees me empty my manglers, he's going to come at me because I'll have empty manglers, so I'm not a threat. So I empty a little bit of my manglers into this fella right here, and then see, I knew he was coming. I knew he'd take the bait, so I finish him off, and then I go back to what I was doing. Because that's, if you are a light pilot, that's exactly what you do. You wait for your target to empty all his ammunition, so while he's reloading, you just run up right on him and kill him. That's exactly what he should have done, but as soon as he saw me turn around, he actually should have backed off instead of following through. So he's going to respawn right over here. I can see that Wally there has got some stings on this Ravager. I'm going to make some moves over here. I really like crawling around this thing because I can get a lot of damage done and just crawl around the edge and not take a lot of... I kind of use some micro cover here to avoid getting hit. This robot, I think this particular setup has a lot of heat resist and not AP resist, so I kind of have to pick and choose what I got going on there. I've already lost a Mangler there, kind of in that brawl that I had going on there, but I'm sure I did a lot more damage than I took. I've got both these Ravagers right here cored, and see if I can't finish them off here. Finish off this AI and hug up against this cat here while I reload. Launch a jab. Hopefully I can block a jab with this. Nope. Good straight for me, and that cored me. So now I've got no resistance and only my core left. I think I have something like 8,000 core HP or something like that. This is definitely a full T3 robot. There's no doubt about that. But so are my opponents, I'm going to scoop my way over here. So I've kind of lost count of who's around me. So so I remember that he's in a hammer MAO right there, which is no match for a fresh Mangler Nelly. And then they got so they're both in hammer MAOs, so no match for a fresh Mangler Nelly. Although I am near death, I'm gonna make him pay for it. I'm gonna try to strip his weapons, but he turns just as I go for him, so that's all right. I'll just go straight for core. I'm not super worried about it. Now let's hug up against this cat for a second while I reload. Stay close to these guys and go for that weapon. I'm trying to go for that top weapon, but I ended up just dumping it into core before I get away. And then I said everything, and that was it. There's no surprise that I died off there. So this is my second Mangler Nelly. It's a completely different configuration. This is a jump cap Mangler Nelly. Very good for fighting in the open. Not quite as good for fighting around a bunch of obstacles because it walks so slow and gets caught up on everything. It's only good just because it can jump all the time. This one has a lot of AP resist and 60% AP, 40% HE resist. So it's good for taking those hammers to the center. It can tank them. So I'm gonna kind of wait for the opportunity right here. Yep. That AI is just free points. We really want to take advantage of that. So that one of the things that's rough about the jump cap Nelly, really fast over terrain, really good at dodging sarisas and jabs. Not the best at sneaking. My play style is a little bit more towards that sneaking. But, I kind of make do with it. So I'm going to kind of use cover, try to land every jump in cover. You don't want to land in the open, so I'm going to crawl up to this. I'm I'm gonna make a big jump over to the left so I can put some into this guy. Yep, away from those guys, strip weapon, kill him. Yep, I stripped his white weapon and then I killed him. So, perfect, you know, the next jump was right here behind this. And then, before they get too far away, I just take these guys out in the open, I'm pretty sure. So, something just spawned right behind me, probably a Sarissa MAO that spawned right, a Sarissa MAO AI that spawned right over there. And it took me a second to kind of decide what I'm going to do with these guys, but they're just going to camp back there. And I know that I can jump so fast out in the open that I think I just end up going straight at them. I mean, what are they going to do about it? They don't do enough DPS to stop me, and I can move across that terrain pretty well. Here what I'm doing is I'm just constantly looking for lights, and for that, because that AI spawn back there, who knows how it's going to come behind me and really mess my world up. So I'm going to just make sure nothing's coming behind me while I see. Yeah, there it is. That's where it's coming from. And they have, the AI have like a whole bunch of automation on them, and I don't have a lot of HE resist, so I really, you know, it's me versus 3 of these guys, and instead of whittling myself over there and just kind of wasting away, I'm really going to make it count. The jump cat Mangler Nelly does really good in the open, but it can't fight 3v1. You know, it has a really hard time with that. So that probably wasn't my best play there. I probably should have backed off towards E, come around the mountains, and made that bot last a long time. But I didn't do that, and I paid for it. You know, so now I'm on my last robot, and I'm going to have to make this count. You know, I played poorly with that when I wasted that jump cat Mangler Nelly. You know, and that robot has a ability to have a huge impact on the battlefield, you know, and I just gave him some points. So now I have to play a little bit better with this Torm Nelly. I've got a mortar on it at this time. I was just kind of practicing with it. I don't know if you guys know, but if you turn on the mortar aiming arc, it automatically sets the distance to where your reticle is at. So what I do is before I turn my reticle on, my aiming arc on, I aim my reticle near a structure or near something that's parallel to the distance of my target. I turn my aiming arc on, and then I swing it over to my target. I think the Tormentor build on this thing is 2 automation and 2 magazine. It's pretty good for fighting in the open, but it's not as good for the pop and shoot that you see all the time. Remember, when using the mortar, you don't shoot at your opponent with the mortar. You shoot at where they're going to be. So I knew that he was going to have to hide on this side of the machine there to hide from my other player. So I made sure that I shot all my shots on this side of the machine, so that way he was forced in front of the other player. Or if he did back out of the other player, he would land in front of all my mortars. So remember, you don't shoot at players, you shoot at where they're going to be when it comes to using the mortar. So he's down to one last bot, a light right here. Make a big jump away from him. I missed my first couple of Torms, not really the best thing. But it's got 2 magazines. I really like the 2 magazines, 2 automation with this. So I know he's going to be right here, so I just shoot my mortars right here in front of me. So they land when he ends up right there, and then boom, man, they just start detonating them. Then I make sure that good long jump, and then same thing, I'll just start shooting my mortars right here. So if he's going to be anywhere right here, it's just going to start popping them off. Final couple of land, and then that's the end of the match. Sorry guys, I think you can see that I wasted that second Mangler Nelly. So when you guys see one of those in a fight, know that it's not an automatic win. There's definitely ways to overcome it, especially by getting distance out in the open so it has to cross to you, overwhelming it, or even getting it with a light. And just like any other robot, it can be countered. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to hit me up. See you guys.